All right, number 3 is the same type of problem as number 1, with one little twist. Notice that we can't factor this. We've got it equal to 0 already, but we can't factor it because we've got different trig functions. We've got cotangent and cosecant. So what we need to do is make these trig functions the same. And so we're going to use one of our trig identities. And we know that that cosecant is equal to 1 plus the cotangent. So let's replace that cosecant with cotangent plus 1, or 1 plus cotangent squared. So cosecant squared is equal to 1 plus cotangent squared. That's one of our identities, one of our Pythagorean identities. So we can replace that there. Now let's rearrange this so that it's in standard form. So we get 0 equals cotangent squared plus 2 cotangent plus 1. Now we can factor that, so we get 0 equals, our parentheses here. In order to multiply to cotangent squared, we need our first terms to be cotangent of theta. And then to multiply to positive 1, we need our last to be positive. And if they're multiplying to a positive and adding to a positive, these both have to be positive. So now we have, we're going to set each of our terms equal to 0. Since they're both the same, we can just set one of them equal to 0. And then solve that. So subtract 1 from both sides. We get cotangent theta equals -1. And then cotangent, remember, is cosine over sine. So on our unit circle, what we're going to look for is a place where sine and cosine are the same numbers but different signs, because those would then divide to a -1. So let's see, that would be at, theta is going to be 3 pi over 4 and 7 pi over 4. Because if you look at the unit circle at 3 pi over 4 and 7 pi over 4, at both of those, the cosine and the sine are square root of 2 over 2. One's negative, one's positive. So negative square root of 2 over 2 divided by positive square root of 2 over 2 is going to give us -1. So that's where the cotangent is going to be -1, is at 3 pi over 4 and at 7 pi over 4.